Hey guys, it's me again. I think it would be cool, in addition to the Godzilla-thon, to give a couple spotlights on some of the people involved in making Godzilla. Today I want to talk to you about the composer Akira Ifkube, born in 1914 in Hokkaido, Japan. Ifkube spent time around the Aboriginal people of Japan, the Innu, who at the time were shunned by society, but he embraced them in their culture and their music, and it influenced him. He was a man that, even at a young age, had a deep love of music and wanted to be involved in making music. His father didn't believe it was a good career path, and he worked for the Forest Services. He was a self taught musician, and after hearing a performance at his brother's wedding, he decided to move to the city and pursue music full time. Over his career, he composed for over 200 films for every major studio in Japan, predominantly Toho. He was even involved in making Godzilla's Roar. He also did TV, plays, radio dramas, and he wrote his own work of classical compositions. He had gotten to study with a Russian composer for a while and was against advised to stay away from ostinato, which is a style he embraced, especially in the music for his Godzilla movies. He Now, John Williams, who is considered one of the greatest film composers in movie history, I say Ifkube is his better. John Williams is great. I'm not taking nothing away from him. John Williams can achieve amazing things with the help of the London Symphony Orchestra. Ifkube had very small orchestras. He had to be very selective about the instruments he chose because he had small rooms to put them in. And he just didn't have those limited resources, and the work he made is amazing. If you ask someone who's maybe seen a few Godzilla movies to hum a piece of music from a Godzilla movie, chances are they're gonna hum an Akira Ifkube composition. Ironically, the one interesting fact, the man actually never understood the public's fascination with listening to his music outside of the movies. He thought his music was there to complement the action on screen, and even though he was a composer, he was outspoken. He wasn't afraid to suggest to the director, silence would be better in this scene. He was extremely strong-willed, and the only time him and Akira Kurosawa collaborated was on the ironically named Silent Duel, and they clashed heads many times. He made film, composed up to 1974, I think it was, then he retired. They offered him the job for the return of Godzilla. He turned it down. After Godzilla vs. Biollante, his daughter told him, hey, you should go back. They use your music anyway. Sometime before Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah began production, he agreed to write a piece for a documentary and decided he lost his alibi. He scored the next three films, was passed over for Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, and scored Godzilla vs. Destroya, which, apart from the original Godzilla, he considered his best work. He thought it only fitting, if he had a part in the monster's creation, that he should have a part in the monster's death. And even his conducting techniques were a little unorthodox, because he would want the orchestra to see the images of the monsters they're playing the music to represent, because he had such limited resources. He thought seeing the creatures would make the players more aggressive. The man was a phenomenal composer with an incredible body of work in one of the forefathers that helped make Godzilla what he became. Without his music, those films would have so much less impact. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and my next video is going to be the Godzilla Raids Again Godzilla-thon review, and tomorrow I might add a Ishiro Honda little piece. Over and out.